Hello Trail Dogs! This time on YouTube's most seldom seen mountain biking channel, a first world problem. Too many mountain bikes and nowhere to store them. My name is Gary, welcome to One by Bikes. We are now coming to the end of the month of February, and as I was taking the short walk from the garage to the house, the sun beat gently down upon my back and shoulders and it felt amazing, and it reminded me that bike park season is only a few short weeks away, which also reminded me that for the longest time, since November in fact, since we bought them, our new Spindrift parks have been sitting in the living room, stacked up against the bookcase, leaning there, not really looking like they should be there. So what are we going to do about it? We live in an apartment, we have a garage, and we have a locked bicycle storage room in the building. However, that locked bicycle storage room is accessible by all of the residents. Let me show you what we've done so far with our solutions, shall we call them. The very first thing we did was we made ourselves a bike den. So here we have an old storage cupboard at home, no windows, and we put a PlayStation in, somewhere to sit and play PlayStation, bike boxes, helmets, a few more helmets, downhill and trail lids. We put some artificial grass against the wall, various boxes for odds and sods, gloves, a place to hang our camelbacks. Across here we have a door with many things hung on it, and this is what we did for the bikes. These are mine and Sophie's Thais, and all we did was we put, it's a stud wall, so it's not going to support very much weight, but a piece of wood which goes all the way down to the bottom there, rests on the bottom. It's screwed into the wall securely, onto which we have hung hooks, and then to make sure that it doesn't pull away, it is bolted to the ceiling as well, so it can't move. So fairly secure, and this has been fairly good. It's worked well, it's a good place to hang our bikes, and we quite like it. Handsome machine. The next thing we did was we needed somewhere to hang the kids' bikes, their Spindrifts. This you'll be very familiar with. It is the backdrop to our videos, and this really was quite simple. All we have down here are two pieces of fairly chunky doweling. What I did was I drilled all the way through, larger on the outside and on the other side against the wall, much thinner, so there's a screw which goes all the way into there. Then there are roll plugs, 30 kilos each, for this one, same there, a 30 kilo roll plug securing it to the wall. So hopefully it won't move, and indeed it hasn't. And if you look there, it's not moved at all. And then they are simply held on with a little hook there. And again, that is a 30 kilo roll plug that's holding that in place. And again, no movement whatsoever. So that was that. And these have been, Sophie has a bit of trouble getting them down, and the kids can't do it, but you know, there's always Dad there, there's always Mr. Gary to help out as and when needs. Actually, Sophie can get them down, but it's getting them back up, which is more trouble. So that's the solution for that. Here we have our living room. Couch there, plants, guitars, and Eames to sit and read in. Some artwork on the wall. I quite like that. But as you'll notice, here we have my Spindrift Park and Sophie's Spindrift Park. And yeah, they are slightly, the bikes are in the wrong milieu, or they're taking up space, so we need to do something about them. And I have a bit of a stonking idea, which we will now discuss. Now, as many of you know, we live in Sweden, and the bicycle is the mode of transport most favoured by most people. Nearly everyone has a bike, which means that in nearly every apartment building there will be ample places to park your bicycle. Unfortunately, these are not secure places. We have some spaces outside where you can lock your bike by the front wheel only to a cycle rack. So as long as your thief doesn't know how to undo a quick release skewer, or indeed come with an adjustable spanner or something, yeah, it's not the safest way to lock your bike. We also have a secure cycle lock room with a big heavy steel door. Unfortunately, this is public, well, it's not public access, but it's accessed by anyone within the apartment complex, and occasionally some people forget to close doors, and it just takes one moment when an opportune thief happens by, opens the door and goes, "Ooh, there are loads of bikes in here," and once they're in there, the thief will take their pick. Is it going to be the rusty old city bike, or is it going to be the carbon fiber full suspension mountain bike? Yeah, so we don't leave our bicycles in there. We have a garage, and I really want to make a big point about this. If you have a garage, do not leave your bicycles in there, because thieves, when they come past and they see your garage, they're not thinking, "Oh, there'll be mountain bikes in there." But what they might be thinking is, "Oh, that's a garage. Inside garages, you normally get loads of things that you can sell, like tools, like generators, like spare wheels." Indeed, we had a break-in in our garage, and a set of wheels for our Mercedes went missing. We presume stolen, and the insurance company really were not happy about having to pay out. So if you want to do away with all of the hassle, the dealing with the insurance companies, please, please, please do not leave your bicycles in a garage. The same thing goes for garden sheds. Garden sheds are for keeping tools in. Thieves know this, and thieves will break in just to steal tools. If they find your lovely mountain bike or your lovely e-bike, guess what? That's a bonus for them. They're going to take that as well. So sheds, no. Garages, no. We were left with keeping our bicycles indoors behind locked doors. So we did the bike den, and that you can find in episode 30. Yep, it was that long ago, over 60 episodes ago. We did These ones here, I don't know if you did a video about that. I don't think I did. I think I just, because it wasn't much of an involved build. But now I need to find somewhere to put those bikes over there, the Spindrifts. And fortunately, my wife, Sophie, also being a mountain biker, has decided we can display them somewhere prominently in our house. Let me show you. So Trail Logs, here I am sitting on my couch at the end of a long, hard day at work. Trust me, my days at work can be quite hard. And as you may notice, there's a fair bit of space behind the couch. That's right, we are going to mount our bikes in the space behind the couch. Unfortunately, mountain bikes are a bit long. My bike certainly, from the edge of the wheel to the edge of the wheel, is 206 centimeters or 2060 millimeters. It's a long old beast. And I wanted the wheel to finish, the wheels to meet just in the middle where I'm sitting. Unfortunately, the distance to this wall here is only 1 meter and 80. So it wouldn't work. But if I incline the bicycle, I shorten the distance. So that's what we're going to do. We've got a couple of cupboards, a couple of shelves, one for the back wheel and then one for the front wheel. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the bikes will sit up like that. This painting will move over there. And so instead of having a painting, we're going to have 2 bicycles. How cool. It's a good job Sophie's a mountain biker as well. Right, let's get on with it. Okay then, so what are we going to build? Well, let's build this, shall we? I went to a big blue box store and bought some of these. This is a shelf stroke cupboard stroke. Put your bike on top of it. And it promises to be a tool-free build. Well, apart from myself, but one tool is surely enough. Let's get on with it. So, there we are then. Just need 3 more of them. With the boxes all built, it's now time to mount them on the wall. And here comes our first problem. When I first got the inspiration to do this, I saw a photograph of someone else's bike idea, bike storage idea. It's this one here. Now, I think this looks pretty cool. He's got it all backlit, TV, books, that sort of thing. And I thought, do you know, we could do that, but not where our television is. If we do it above the couch, then it would be a lot better. Unfortunately, mountain bikes are really long. My bike is 2 meters and 6 centimeters. We've discussed that before. And the space behind the couch from the middle of the couch to the end of the wall is about 1 meter 80. So it would kind of, if my bike went all the way against the wall, it would stick out beyond the center of the couch, which means Sophie's bike would kind of be all kind of squinty pops and not in the middle. And I don't like that. I really don't like that. Call it OCD, call it being a perfectionist, call it what you want to call it. It wasn't going to work for me. Now, the only way that we could get both of the wheels to meet in the middle was by raising them up. So, to mount the boxes, the outside boxes were going to be at one level, and the inside boxes were going to be at a higher level. Now, if they were all on the same level, it would be easy. It would just be put the bolts in, drill the holes, put the bolts in, fasten the boxes to the walls, easy peasy. Nah. So we needed to know where the base level was, we needed to know how long the space was going to be, and how high the other boxes needed to be. Now, all of this I can do, and I can do it in my head without the need to write things down. However, herein lies the problem. When I have so many things running around in my head, this tends to have a detrimental effect on everything else. Breathing, talking to people, personal hygiene, all of these fun things, the things that we take for granted in a civilized society, it all kind of goes out the window, and I have to concentrate on how long, how tall, how wide, how much lean angle, how much weight, how many mounting points. All of this, I can do all of that in my head, don't need to write it down, but I forget to talk to people. I forget to say hello. I forget to do other things. We'll leave that for the time being. Anyway, one of the things that I forgot to do was I forgot to press play on the video camera. Yeah. So I've filmed some of it, and I haven't filmed other bits. But what we can do is we can look at the film that I've made, and I will explain what's going on. Shall we try that? We don't have any choice. Let's just do that, shall we? Okay, here we have the wall where we are going to mount the bicycles, and this piece of tape here is the exact center where the couch sits, or the exact center of the couch. Now, there are two other pieces of tape. The one at the bottom here is where the middle is, and it's also the line which is going to mark out where we're going to drill holes for the bottom cabinets. Then there's a smaller piece of tape up here where we're going to mark out the holes for the top cabinets. There are also 4 pieces of tape. 1, 2, 3, and 4. On those pieces of tape, I have marked my drilling points. So there are 1 and 2 on this. I set these on the wall using a laser level, so they should be pretty accurate. I measured them out using a regular tape measure with the help of my lovely wife Sophie, and so all of these points have the drilling points on them. So all I need to do now is just get a big drill and drill into the wall. The wall itself is solid concrete, so it needed a big old drill to do it. Right, let's get the drill out, shall we? Now, the more eagle-eyed viewers will have noticed that these points that I'm pointing to now have actually already been drilled. Yep, Gary, you needn't point because you've already drilled them. So this was me going through the sham of pretending to drill. Look, I've got a drill, but as you'll see, it's not plugged in. It looks like it's plugged in, but it isn't. Yeah, I forgot to, go and put the earphones on because they're ear defenders on, they're incredibly necessary with the drill, which isn't going to spin. I'm pointing at the piece of paper there because that's how far I'm going to drill in. There's a piece of paper around the drill bit. That's how far it went in. Yeah, I just forgot to press record. Silly me. After drilling the holes, I did what any conscientious workman would do, and I buggered off. No, I didn't. I actually cleaned up my mess with the vacuum cleaner, as we can see here. There now follows a quick time lapse of me mounting cupboards to a wall. Alright then, so this is where we're going to mount the bicycles. I am at the moment standing behind the camera, collecting my spindrift. Now, we were unsure on which way to mount these fellas. Initially we thought, well, we'll have them facing each other. So, it was gonna go a bit like that sort of thing. And then after some consideration, actually not a lot of consideration, Sophie and I decided that they would look kind of like two rearing bulls or horses, as you would find outside some tacky person's electric gates. So we decided against that, and we decided to have them mounted. Excuse me, I know I've got my back to camera, and I know some people would say that is my most favoured angle, but this is basically how they're going to go. Not basically, this is exactly how they're going to go. And yeah. Move it out a bit so I can get the pedal around. So they're going to sit on top of these boxes, and then I don't know if you can see from here, if I move out of the way, I have some hooks. I'm going to drill into the wall here and put a hook in, and then the pedal will just hold onto a hook so that it will sit like that, perfectly secure. Now, I brought a pencil with me. I can't do the tuck behind the ear thing because my ears stick out a bit. So I had to tuck it into my cap, and now I've got to gently try and mark on the wall, but because it's a pencil, I can erase it afterwards. So, taking a line from there, and all I need to do is just drill slightly below this. And easy as that, that's them mounted to the wall, just like these suckers. Now then, the idea to do this was twofold. It wasn't just to provide us with hanging space for our new bikes, it was also to give us something to look at from time to time. So with that in mind, let's look at them. And unfortunately, that's all the time we have for this episode. Hope you've enjoyed it. It's been great fun for me. I now have 2 new bikes to look at home. If it's been good fun for you, let us know by dropping us a like. Last video got a double-digit number of likes. Let's see if we can do even better than that. You could also leave us a comment. If you thought I did anything wrong, then please let me know. If you have any better ideas, please let me know, because I'm not full of them. Full of it, not full of them. That now is the end of it. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you will join us again next time for whatever fun stuff we have. Until then, it is just up to me to say, just in case you forgot, that one buy is one more better. In it.